give you a little bit of a run around the event. So AQUAH is the UK's biggest fish keeping event. There are no more words to that. But if there anyone here, can you let me know if you can hear me and see me, because I'm using a new mic combo, so I don't know if it works. So that would be nice to figure out if you can in fact hear and see me. I'm going to try and be a little bit more structured today and actually show you all the stalls and all the events and things. If anything, it is a little bit quieter today. It was really busy yesterday. I did my live stream at probably the quietest part of the day. But it was absolutely ram-packed yesterday, so it was definitely popular. But not quite as busy. It's still busy, but not quite as busy today yet. Doors have only just opened, so it's easy going at the moment. Aquarium Delirium is here and can't hear me. Excellent. Right, I'm going to flip you around and we will begin the tour. I'm going to do it in order this time. I'm trying not to stop the stream like I did the last time I did this. Hang on, there we go. So we are front door. So we'll go down the very first aisle and have a look at what's going on down there. So as you come in, the first thing you see is a big, massive Tetra stand. With lots of, all the big stands are at the front. So we've got Tetra, Red Sea, Sea Chem, and then Alf is over there. But we'll start over here. So opposite the Tetra stand, we've got Chase Art. We do lots of like neon art and aquatic style of art. Try and spend a little bit of time so you can actually see it rather than me just shaking the phone around. As you can see in there's more of the neon-y type stuff. I'll just go and have a quick look. So it's quiet in here, so I can hear myself think. Morning, Reefing Mad. Mexicali, how are you doing? So this one is Aquaprint. This is really cool. So they've got a 3D printer going at the moment, but this is all 3D printed stuff. So they've got frag racks, they've got all kinds of things really. These are my favorites though. They've got hats for urchins. But they've got all kinds of 3D printed stuff. I showed you this yesterday. There's like tool racks and stuff, similar to the idea that I've used on mine, but a lot brighter, obviously. We do all this kind of stuff where you can get your art made up, but they've got a 3D printer on the go, printing stuff live, which is a bit fancier than mine. Over here we've got some reefy stuff, don't care about that. Printing, we've got one of the Little Fish Aquatics, so they do a bit of everything, I think. So we've got some plants, some frags, some snails and stuff. A little bit of everything. Say hello. Don't know who that is. Practical Fish Keeping, Ocean Genesis. They've got some little stands here. This is the raffle. So, I mean, you can go on the website yourself. You don't have to be here to win the raffle. It's £1 a ticket, I think, but you get various things. So prize one is a little mini reef tank and some equipment and some money. A big, massive escaper line tank, I think that is. Another one, and these are the aquascaping events that we're doing. So we've got MJ Aquascaping. He built that tank yesterday. Geordie Scaper is building this one today. George did a very different tank to that yesterday, but you can win the tanks that they actually made, which is pretty cool. It seems like Aquashella, apparently it is. So I was talking to Matt from, what's Matt from? Fish Shop Matt, that's what it is. And he was at Aquashella, says it's twice the size of the one that he went to. So very similar vibes. It's new though for us in the UK, so I think there's still some work to be done. We've got a frag swap here where people all day yesterday were bringing in their frags and swapping them for something else. So that seems like a really good idea. There's some improvements to be made. So like next year they're talking about doing fish sales and things like that. So that will draw in a lot more people. as well as a little bit more, some competitions. So while they have the talks and the demos, they want to do more of that. Maybe have a couple of stages, maybe have a panel, maybe have like an influencer booth, if you like, where people can come and meet their favorite influencers, and we've got things to do. So we've got AQUAH here. This is something that was interesting in me. I'd never heard of until yesterday. This stuff called compost seal. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. So if you've ever done any aquascaping and used like tissue paper and super glue, this is like an all natural version of it, where you use this instead of the tissue paper, and within seconds it bonds all this together. So this is all locked. So you can build interesting scapes, and more importantly, stop your wood floating away before it's fully submerged and fully soaked. So that's some really cool stuff. That's one of the good things about this, is you get to see some of the new products of all the various things. You can win some prizes.
Come and spin the wheel, win something.
Let's see if this person's going to win a prize.
You've got a water safe.
He's won a water safe.
Make your tap water safe. There you go. Happy days. Of course you do.
See, it's not a scam. They actually won. We've got Oasi down here. In fact, there's MJ Aquascaping and the Aquarium Info person. So George Farmer's tanks in that corner. It's a very popular stand down there. There's George Farmer, in fact. Down in the corner, he's been doing some demos and workshops yesterday, but in there is his tank that he brought from home. There's MJ, who came up to me yesterday and said, you're the Timu guy. He's like, yep, that's me. We've got Shrimp Paradise over here. And what else have we got? I don't know what they're doing. I think they're doing like breaking this down to rebuild it as part of tomorrow's demo, maybe? Or today's demo, rather. And I'm now bumping into everybody because I'm completely in the way. Jonah's Reef, there's some more reefs. I mean, if you are into your marine stuff, there is plenty of stuff to go around. Sorry? Oh, what does that do? Right, sorry, he's giving me a lens to see if it does something.
Legendary YouTubers like Graham here, you know.
Hang on, I'm streaming. I want that on camera. What was it you said there?
Who are you?
Damn. That's Michael from Aaron's. What are you called these days? Is it Aaron's Aquarium?
I think I'm going to go back to Aaron's Aquarium.
Aaron's Aquarium. Yeah. Slash running, slash a bit of everything.
Slash technology.
Yeah. So he very kindly gave me a lift last night, so I have to be nice to him. Right, I've been given a filter to look at the coral better, so I'm going to try and attach that. Oh yeah, it does make a difference. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers. Right, so we're at, that's row 1 done. Row 2, we've got MK Exotics, so they've got a plethora of substrates, whether it's for terrariums and centipedes and spiders and geckos and all that, all the way through to aquatic stuff. So we've got all kinds of different sands, substrates, filter materials, all kinds of stuff going on. Really useful if you want to try these things and see what the consistency is like, because obviously you usually get this kind of thing online, so you don't actually get to see it. So it's nice to see what desert sand red or natural actually looks like. If you saw one of my recent videos, we got it's actual desert sand.
From Namibia.
There you go. There you go. I don't know if you heard that, but this is actual desert sand from Namibia, so you're getting the real stuff. So in one of my recent videos, I bought a load of sand thinking it was one colour, and when it turned up it was another colour. So it is useful to see this kind of thing. We've got a reptile exhibit here. So there's a snake.
educational VIP experiences. They'll grab you.
Over there. Someone's gone home because there was somebody here yesterday, but they're not here anymore. Ocean Sea, which is all about all pumps and various reef equipment, which I think this is one of my pet hates, is where we call everything reef equipment, because I could use this kind of stuff in freshwater, but you get to see an idea of what the flow's like with the little balls. So I've got the various stuff here that's very good. Sorry, this is the WAG stand, the World Animal Group. These are the ultimate organisers of this, I think. So they do everything, whether it's fish, lizards, dogs, cats. So there's a little bit of that here, but obviously they're focusing on the marine. You've got NIOS, Ecotech, all that kind of stuff over here. Lights, little tanks set up. There are a few display tanks dotted around the place, so we've got some clownfish here. Looking really cool. There's another slightly more larger one over here set up. It's looking good. Again, these guys have got their reef stuff set up. The AQUAH group. And we've got Prestige Reef over here, who's another. There's that guy again. He's following me. So we were out last night in one of the VIP events. So we were out with these guys having a good time. So yes, as you can see, there is quite a few reefy things, but then again, there is lots of freshwater things. So this is Mother of Aquatics. So they've got all kinds of stuff, whether it's shrimp sticks, botanicals, plushies. So you've got all these like cholawoods, pods, selling plants and biopots and things like that as well. So all kinds of stuff going on here. I think this is quite a good idea for your shows. So we've got these little sealed bags. So you can buy that for $5 or whatever it is. So you've got Anubias, a little bag of Anubias, all sealed, so you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, they've got all kinds of ornaments, wood, really nice, interesting, twisty wood, all that kind of stuff. Sorry, being a pain. And then you can see the live plants and bunches here. So they've got some shrimp tanks, snail tanks set up as well. And some more stuff up here. So there is definitely a little bit more in the way of freshwater than there was last year, for instance. So this is just one of the examples. There's a few freshwater retailers that are here. And then we're back to Tetra and Red Sea. So that's us done 2 rows. I'll go down to the next one. That's the VIP influencer balcony. So we're allowed to go up there if we want to film. So I'm probably breaking the rules by live streaming this. But here's Aquarium Aquatics, which is another freshwater stand. I think they're getting set up to do a bit of a live aquascape potentially. Again, well, there's the Habistacks. I've got one of them. On in. So they've got some tanks set up. I think this one was set up yesterday. They did live. But they've got some plants, some equipment, various things going off, and then they've got the Habistacks. You can check out my channel for my review of the Habistacks. I have to say this quietly, but the most pointless invention in fish cooking. That is it. So basically the idea is you fill it up with your substrate and you plant in these little sections. This is actually a lot more premium than my version. It's got locking thing, which I said that needed, and isn't just a 3D printed replica. So I take it all back. It's not the most useless thing. It might actually be half decent. So 50 quid for a Habistacks. Ideal if you want a bare bottom tank, but you also want plants. I suppose that's the general idea. Thank you very much. More reefy stuff, no one cares. More shrimps. So this is the hidey holes and stuff like that. Tunes, do skimmers and shrimps and all kinds of interesting things. More reefy stuff. More Prestige Reef. And again, you've got more fraggy stuff down here. Some bright, frankly, freaking horrible looking tanks. I don't know what it is about marine, but everything has to be day glow orange to be interesting. Who knows? This is Tropical Marine Centre. There's probably going to be somebody dressed as a mermaid around here. There was yesterday. Yeah, I think she's on the other side. We'll come back to that. They've got some interesting non-marine stuff on the other side. We'll see that in a little minute. More shrimpy stuff down here. This is Shrimp Corner. So again, they've got lots of little shrimp setups. Nice clean tanks. We've got some Eve's Temptation creations. There's lots of posters, mugs with some really cool art. You see them. So you can get all kinds of t-shirts, bags, bookmarks, whatever it may be. You can check that out if you're interested. And then this is the biggest clownfish breeder in the UK. So he was out last night as well. I was having a chat to him. But this is one of the best displays at the event. So they've got basically one of those breeder racks, fish shop racks full of clownfish of all many descriptions. So he was telling me he's got literally thousands of these at home that he breeds and supplies across the whole UK. There's a tank down there, 3 tanks down there, so we've got them at different stages. We've got 1 day old, 2 weeks old, and 4 weeks old clownfish. So I'll just get a bit closer so you can see them. That's the 4-week-old clownfish. That's the 2-week-old clownfish. And then, oh, he's changed the sticker to yesterday. That said 1 day old. So we've got the 1 day old. So that's that. We've got the diagnostic station over here. More reefy nonsense. Oh, here's the other side of the TMC. So we've got these little biome aquariums. The AQUAH for planted aquariums. So it's like an all-in-one thing where you've got, I don't know if you can see that quite well, all the filtration, your heater and everything sits in that little bit at the back. It comes just like one little unit where everything comes, light, filter, whatever you need. And quite nice looking little tanks. Oh, she's half-assing it today. She was a full mermaid yesterday. She's only a bottom half mermaid. They've got some more like simple starter reef stuff. So again, all in one with your skimmer, your light, your filter, everything you need all in the first one. What happened to the other half? Day 2, she's not going full mermaid on day 2. Some more reefy stuff here. Charters Aquatics, so they've got some cool stuff. Like this little paludarium, which I think I used as the thumbnail for this live stream. That's pretty cool. So they've got shrimp in, oh, they did yesterday, I think you might have. No, there still is shrimp in it. So we've got shrimp in the bottom and then just lovely little planted section up here. And we've got more on the other side, but I'll come back to them in a bit. We have a man in a kilt. Hello. Generally have loads of plants. I showed this yesterday, so it's this amazed me. We're now like you can buy plants that already look dead. That's what I do to them when I've done it wrong. These are actually been specially created, nano white. Really cool. I might have to try some of them. Thank you. We've got Trademark Aquatics, which do all kinds of chilling, heating, UV, HMAs, RO, all that kind of stuff. You've got the ALF stand. They're like a distributor for all the main fish shops and stuff like that. That's what we don't actually supply direct, I don't think. And then we've got the Seachem stand, which is a bit strange actually. So the Seachem stand is just literally 2 tables. Oh no, I'm lying. There's 2 tables, 1, 2, and then another 2, and nothing else. They've got yeah, some prime, maybe a filter. None of it's plugged in or anything. So they've got some of their products out. I can't hear a word that anyone's saying. But they've got the main guys. There's the caveman over there. We've got MJ and the lady from Aquarium Info. So that's the Seachem stand. If you see the size of the stand they've got, I have no idea how much they paid for this. You can play Cornholio, but how much money did they spend on this to then not have anything interesting in it? Unless you count the people, I suppose. So we've got over here the CK stand showing off their pumps and stuff like that. We have got to remember his name, it's Jay. Morning. The strongest man in Coventry for a very short time. We tried out at the pub last night. They had one of these strongmen things that he was top for about 5 seconds until I beat him. Some more reefy stuff over here. This is the other side of the ALF stand. So we've got some JBL stuff and various lights, and again more and more freshwater stuff. I've been really upset because a few places have got lots of JBL stuff in, and they don't have my favourite JBL product, which is the Wishy Washy. I've never found a better tank cleaner than my JBL Wishy Washy and JBL tank cleaning spray, but it looks like they don't do it anymore. I'm very upset. Can't find it anywhere. But yeah, you can get all your filters, CO2, additives, test kits, all that kind of stuff. We've got lots of it. Vision Aquatics over there, again more reefy stuff. Whirl Aquatics over here, they're doing a bit of a giveaway. So again, more freshwater stuff. They've got lots of big massive pieces of wood in the corner, really interesting pieces. They brought loads of stuff down, but they've got this little game where if you stop it on 10 seconds dead, you win a prize. No. Wah, wah, wah. But they've got all kinds of Vitalis food, they've got the prime, so lots of things that they've brought down. They've got this, can I just have a look at this? That's the Composeal stuff I was talking about earlier, the bonding sponge, so it does come in different colours, so that's beige, brown and grey are the ones that I've seen. So I really will have to try some of this out, so I don't have to balance rocks on top of bits of wood to stop them floating. And then you've got the scapers, glue, and things like that. But yeah, loads of cool stuff, aquascaping tools, big roots, and interesting caves and things like that. Over there, someone else having a go, see if they can be a winner. Right, we'll hang on for one more. Has anybody actually won it?
2 today, 4 yesterday.
Oh, already too?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to have a go at this, see if I can win.
Oh,
I shall come back. Sorry. Thank you. So you're going to win? Is he going to win? No. Yeah, so again, more of the tanks, the lady stuff, Vitalis here with lots of different foods that you can check out. And Hugo Komeshi stuff, rocks, wood, interesting. Lots of really good choice for aquascaping stuff. If you're into your aquascaping, I'll show you in a bit, but there's plenty of stalls selling all kinds of wood and decoration. But there's all these little all-in-one tanks and stuff like that they've got going. Loads of giveaways going on as well. But I've seen people win actual tank setups all in one and take them out. This is the other side of the Charterhouse Aquatics. These are the Ultim tanks that I was talking about that I really like. They've got really quite premium rimless tank. So this one's just set up with Zebra Daniels, but it's the backlight. It doesn't, in person it looks very different than it does on camera, but it's really quite cool. So this is a pink one running, that's yellow. They were blues yesterday, so I think you can change the colour to whatever colour suits. But it's really, I don't know what the word is that I'm trying to say, it's really good colour. It just doesn't come across on the camera quite as well. So they've got reef tanks and stuff obviously, but they've also got some freshwater setups over there and freshwater treatments, etc. And then we come to Lynx Aquatics, where they've got all kinds of things here. So this is again more freshwater side of things, where they've got all your, I say more freshwater side of stuff and immediately show you some ocean rock, but you know, you can use that in freshwater. These were overflowing yesterday, so they're obviously good value because people are buying them like crazy. But these big vats full of different types of wood are all over the place. All your equipment. Oh, I didn't know they had JBL stuff. I wonder if they've got my wishy-washy. I can just go and have a quick look. I don't see any wishy-washies, but there's the Pro Scan. Quite like that. I use that regularly. No wishy-washy. Disappointment.com. So there's a lot of overlap. So there's a Seachem stand, and yet this Seachem section of Lynx Aquatics has more Seachem stuff than the Seachem stand does. You're like, are you even trying Seachem? Just checking for some comments. It's a Cali says, Caveman Aquatics is there. He is indeed. I was having a chat with him this morning after calling him Captain Caveman by accident yesterday. Yeah, it's weird how people recognise you. So MJ Aquascaping came up to me yesterday. And he's like, hey, you're the Temu guy. So like, well, okay, I'm the Temu guy, I guess. But it's just how you exist in other people's worlds, really, I guess. And Caveman was like, I recognise your voice. You're the guy that does water changes out of his window. I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, I don't like to be, it's a very reductive way to describe someone, but I'll take it. You know who I am. There's more of this Composeal. I've never heard of this. It's bloody everywhere now. But yeah, Caveman, I've chatted with everyone, and to be fair, everyone's been really nice. I haven't spoken to the aquarium info lady, but it's weird going up to people going, oh, hello, for no apparent reason. But I've spoken to almost everyone else. Who has been the best received guest speaker so far? Probably George Farmer, I think. He did, I mean, it was billed as a scaping demo, but it was like an hour-long talk, basically. And he did the whole thing where he talks about his background and his time in the military and being almost blown up in Afghanistan and stuff like that, and how fish keeping has helped his recovery and his state of mind and all that kind of stuff. And talked about just the aquarium in general and how it works to help your mental health and taking care of a planted system and it's all about balance and that's replicated in life, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. I don't mean to be reductive myself, but yeah, it was very good, very well received. They had a doctor from, I want to say Lincoln University, I can't remember, I could be wrong, who did a talk on fish nutrition. But it was actually about fish evolution and why fish nutrition is so difficult to do because it's such a wide, diverse group of things that are called fish that have such different requirements, and how they go about in companies like Tetra, because I think he was associated with Tetra, how they go about trying to create complete foods for different sets of fish. That was really, it was interesting. It was obviously quite high level, so I don't think freshwater ichthyology would have gained any new information from it. But for the audience here, I think it was really good. We had Richie from, I don't know where he's from, I think he's just the AQUAH man. He did a bit of a demo and stuff about tank maintenance and things like that. We've got the animal and plant health people who are doing like informational talks about how to be plant-wise and what's native and what's non-native and what's damaging and what's not, all that kind of stuff. So some interesting stuff in there as well. D&D have got all their fancy marine tanks here, which are pretty cool. This is the area for the talk, so the stage is up there, and then your audience is down here. It was full for every single talk. They need to definitely do more for next year, because that's one of the more popular things. These are the two tanks. So this one here is the one done by MJ Aquascaping yesterday, and this is the one done by George Farmer. So they look like they could use a spritz, but they're part of the raffle. Somebody's going to win all of this. So that's pretty good. And then I think that might be it. I don't think I've missed anything. I've just spied Mr. Brightpride, or Fred. Met him yesterday. We had a good chat. Doing some networking last night. You can say, hello, you're on the internet. Yeah, loads of stuff going on, and I'm glad I came. I probably didn't need 2 days to be here, because a couple of hours you can do it all. So I think what improvements need to be made is for next year, potentially having more in the way of talks, demos, more interactive things. So we're talking to the organisers a little bit about what kind of things they want to do. So for instance, I don't have a job to be here. I'm just kind of milling around and I just feel like I'm a wasted resource. So while a few people have been coming up and saying hello and having chats and stuff like that, it has been very random. And like, I know, talking to Fish Shop Matt, he was getting a bit, not overwhelmed, but there was queues of people to talk to some of the influencers who were just kind of getting in the way of the stands and stuff. So I think that bit could use a little bit more organisation, whether it's having a panel of people to talk to, or it's having a booth just for the quote-unquote influencers, or do you know what I mean? That kind of thing, where we just need more to do. So there's some talk of doing that. I'll just flip the camera around. And there's some talk of doing maybe a panel, some competitions for the influencers, to like, we each get a 30 centimetre tank and we get 30 minutes to scape it, and then it's voted on. Or bringing in some more user competitions, so like holding some little shrimp contests, or some, like little fish shows and things like that, incorporating that, bringing in more from societies and clubs and groups, because we're not short of space. There's another hall exactly this size next door, so if they can fill them, they can make it a little bit cheaper for those sorts of people. So one of the exhibitors was telling me, like, for your average shop, it kind of costs like 10 grand for a booth, not just for the price to pay for the booth, but in wages, hotels, vans, fuel, all those extra things are just a lot of money in it, and to pay for something like this size, I mean, this is bloody ridiculous. I'm now stood outside the toilets, that's not nice. But CChem have got essentially 6 booths, and there's nothing in it. I don't get it. Why is there nothing in it? And this guy here with the glasses has been going on about how much of a marketing genius he is. Every time I walk past, I'm like, I think you've missed a trick, pal. So there is that. But yes, what else have we got going on? I'd asked the rep at JBL if they still make the wishy-washy. I know, well, there isn't actually a JBL rep. They've just, a few of the stalls have JBL products. Mr. G, nice to see you. Small Time Tanks, hello. Climbing Aquas, that's good. Brummy Dan, nice to see you yesterday. Yeah, I met a few people. Brummy Dan was one of them yesterday. To me, you're the discus guy and Brian's owner. I know. Well, Caveman did eventually go, oh yeah, you're the discus guy as well. I was like, oh yeah, thank you. Sorry. The Catfish Study Group auctions today. I know. It's hard to avoid clashes, obviously, but it was good. I've enjoyed it. It was worth coming. We need to get you a job there, perhaps a booth. Yeah, potentially having a booth, just so we're not in everybody's way. I think would be the main thing for me, anyway. Sponge throwing. Could you take Brian in? Maybe I could. Dunk a YouTuber and there. That's something I could float that as an idea. I think that'd certainly be popular with the people, maybe not with the YouTubers, but I'd be up for that. Mal says I'd be in and out of the water more than a duck's behind. I'm glad you're having a good time. Yeah, it's been good. Hey, hey, hey. In the wild, my merch.
Yeah.
Somebody's wearing my MILF t-shirt. That's made my day. I don't know why that's made my day, but if anybody want to see anything again or a bit more detail of something, let me know. I'm going to be here for maybe another hour. And then I think I'm going to call it a day because, as I said, I have seen everything several times now. But if you want to know anything, pop it into comments and we'll do a quick refresher on some of the bits and bobs going on. So we wander down to the talkie bit and see if anybody's doing anything. Surely fish sales and getting more smaller fish shop owners there would help everyone. I think it would. And I think that only happens if they get more of them, because then they can bring the cost down for everyone. So there are a few independent retailers like World Aquatics. Been to see them. Nice to see them here. And there's the other ones I showed you, Gwynedd Aquatics and various other ones. I don't know what's... Don't know what they're on about there. It's not what I thought it was. So yes, it would be good to see the smaller fish shop owners, and it would be good to do fish sales. They were meant to be doing fish sales this year, and a few of the smaller fish shop owners are a bit pissed off that they're not allowed to do, because they said they could do it and then cocked up the licensing. So they're going to do it for next year, hopefully. Yeah, that's it. I'm just now wandering about aimlessly. So, thank you very much for joining me. I was looking for some more of the influencers, like the Aquatic Elements guy, Chris from Aquatic Elements. I spent a lot of time with him last night having a chat. Did not see him once during the day, but he claims he was here all day long. I don't know if we're all just doing the same thing, where we're all wandering around in circles, just going da-di-da-di-da, and we just keep missing each other. There's Mr. MJ. Here's the spiritual reefer. I had dinner with him last night as well. So we had a chat about how rubbish marine tanks are, and that reefs are just a bit pointless in comparison to everything else. So we give him a wave. Let's see, there's Michael again doing his little bit.
Everybody!
But yeah, it's great. There is amenities, so if you want food, there's a cafe down bottom. I'm going to show you that. There's like burger vans and coffee shops and coffee vans and all those kind of things. I think we've seen everything else. Have I done this bottom corner? Have I shown you the oasis sand? I've also spent a lot of time trying to blag free products and nobody's having any of it. Like that Dynamax compound stuff. I was like, oh, this is really interesting. Tell me more about it. And the guy's telling me more about it. I was like, oh, I need to try it. Yeah, I'll tell you some. That's not really what I was thinking. I'm famous, don't you know? Can't I have it for free? So we've got a little coffee shop out there, cafe down there. It's a bit early for lunch. But yeah, so there's a whole other hall through there that we could expand into. I think the internet's just broke for everybody that's using the Wi-Fi. Lots of panicked people. Have you done the game yet? Well, I haven't. Shall we go and do that? That can be my final piece to sign off. Oh, this is the tank I was wanting to show you earlier.
I won't keep my fingers crossed.
So this is the one that's George Farmer's tank from home, so you might recognise it if you follow him. So he broke it down and then brought it in and built it back up again. So it's really lovely jungly scape, loads of shrimp. But yeah, I'm just saying that the quality of the AQUAH stuff is just... I get it's premium, I get it's expensive, but it is good. And we're back to the AQUAH stand. Right, we'll head back to World Aquatics. We'll have a go at the thing. Sorry. We'll go at the game. It's weird seeing people who are wandering around with the leaflets for the event, and the back page is the pictures of all the influencers, and I'm right in the middle, so I keep seeing pictures of myself like, oh, why has he got a picture of me? But, oh, right, yeah, I remember. Right, let's get over here. So it's starting to get a bit busier again. So I don't know who this guy is or what this talk is. I've come to have a go on your game, if that's all right. I promise I won't take the prize if I win, and I promise I won't win.
You're online?
Yeah. I'll go on then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, press the start. Press the stop.
Good luck, me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there's a delay. I've been robbed. Thank you very much. Right. Thank you very much. Bye. I tried. Right. That's us back to the start again. So, I think we'll sign off there, guys, unless there's any questions. Let me have a look. So close indeed. Right, I don't know why I keep gravitating towards the toilets. I've got to stop doing that. I will gravitate towards the quiet area up there so I can hear myself think. So there's no queue anymore, so I think, oh no, there is a little bit of a queue. Right, we're done. So that is AQUAH. There is some debate over whether it's AQUAH or AQUAH or AQUAH. I've heard some people calling it AQUAH, and they're like, oh, and the other people that work here, so I don't know what we should be calling it. But you know, it's a bit like Huiger and Higer. Apparently Higer are here today, but I have not seen them. But I have seen some Higer products in a few of the shops, especially the independent ones, so they're clearly making a bit of a play for the thing. Oh, there's old Matt. I had a good chat with him this morning again. I'm not doing Barbie Girl, Mr. G. But yes, I will sign off and see you next Friday, if not before. I will be releasing a video of everything that's here. Please go and watch it. It will mostly be covering the same sort of things I've shown you, but you know, just for fun. I don't know what else to say. I think we're all good. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone. We'll see you on Friday for the live stream, and if not, in the next video. Bye!